Hey everybody, welcome. So let's see who all is here. Tammy and Chow, Tina, Nidra, let's see, Melly, Debbie, Stephanie, hey Steph, Roshanda, Southern Girl Crafts and Accessories, cool. Margaret, Maria, Barbara, hey Barbara, I saw your question on Patreon. I'll get back to you about that. Let's see who else. Sandra, Deanna, Jody. Wow, there's a ton of you here. Sweet. Hey, Nidra, glad to see that you did make it. I answered you just a few minutes ago, I guess, in Patreon, right? Yeah, this one wasn't one of the private ones. Linda, Nancy, holy moly, Jamie, Janet. Ooh, Janet, you're going to have 2 hurricanes? Yikes. Jay Haas. Yeah, I hope you enjoy it. There'll be 4 more after this. Actually, there'll be a total of 5 classes, and then the last one will be just like a wrap up with questions and answers. So Monday through Thursday, or Sunday through Thursday will be classes. I have stuff set aside, as you can see here on the screen, some of the things we're going to do. Norma, do you need to upgrade now? Are you using yours for a Cricut machine, Norma? Let's see. If it's for a Cricut machine, you do have to sign up for the business edition. And I have links below this video for it. Yeah, every day. Right, Tammy. Thank you. At 4 p.m. So let's see, what time is it? I like to make sure I start just on time. So we still have 5 minutes. Yeah, 1 tomorrow, 1 Wednesday, 1 Thursday. Every day. Every day at 4. So let's see. I'm going to make sure you guys are seeing what I hope you're seeing. Okay. See, what time is it? I like to make sure I start. Whoopsie. Okay. Yep, you're seeing it. Cool. All right, let's see what else everybody's saying. Hey, Teresa. And Sherry. And Wanda. Lots of new people in. Where to sign in for the SVG Boot Camp? Oh yeah, Diane. So all you have to do is just come right here once a day at 4 p.m. and we're going to have the class, free class. Stephanie, you have a lot of rain over there in the UK. I see Linda's doing a rain go away dance. Hey, Joni. Woo-hoo. All right, I keep my eyeball on the time. You got 4 minutes. Then I close the door and you're late and you got to get a hall pass. That's what we used to do in middle school as teachers. Nah, I wasn't too strict though, really. Yeah, praying for Texas for sure. Let's see, 3:57 according to my watch. Good, I'm glad you're excited. I think you're going to love this if you're not used to making your own SVGs. We're going to start out simply and it'll get a little bit more difficult as the days go by. So today will be an easy peasy way for us to get to ease into it. By the way, I don't know if any of you do sublimation, but I just got finished switching over my machine from a regular ink press, inkjet machine to a sublimation ink. That's easy. When they say, oh, you have to convert it over. It's nothing to it. Oh my gosh, it's so easy, you guys. If you decide you'd ever want to do that. The hardest part right now is getting a printer that you could use for sublimation. So, let's see. Hi, Dee. Yeah. Carol. Hey, Carol. Wednesday. You're supposed to have it Wednesday, huh, Tammy? I wonder why so late. I don't know. Anyway, let's see. So as you may or may not have seen, I feel like I'm the pusher man, trying to push the Creative Fabrica site because it really is a good deal over there right now for the $9 a month. They went back to $9 a month. I'm paying $13, and Usually it's $29, but you get everything. And it's not like Cricut Design Space where once you quit your subscription, you lose all the stuff. Just download it onto your computer and you have it forever. It's not like you're renting it, you own it. Same thing with the Silhouette software, you own it. It's not like, what is it? Adobe Illustrator, which you have to pay $21 a month for. This you pay about $60 once and it's yours to own forever. And oh, cool. Yeah, Wanda, I can't wait to get started. I'm a little bit scared to start sublimation, but I really want to make some mugs. And I think it'll be fun to make Christmas presents. Okay, let's see. Do you have to have the business edition? Actually, I wasn't going to start from downloading the software, but you know what? If you join us on our Facebook group, I'll tell you who's a professional, the pro at that, Tammy. So if you have any trouble whatsoever, just ask Tammy, what am I doing wrong? Or can you help me? Let's see. Yeah, last you saw it was $12 a month. When I bought it, it was 13. Then it went down to 9, then to 12, and now it's back to 9, and it's 4 o'clock. So guess what, kids? I'm closing the door. It's time to start. Y'all can chat, but I'm going to start on this now. So I got to get ready to share my screen how I want to. Let's see. Just going to see. Okay, so y'all should see my Silhouette Studio now. And you should see, I should minimize this thing so it gets smaller. And I think this automatically gets saved or records to YouTube, which is what I'm hoping. But I'm looking just to make sure if there's a way that I should be also recording it. Okay, I will record it to this computer too, just in case I have a problem. Okay. So here we are, and this is what we're going to learn this week, some of these items right here. And obviously it starts every day at 4 p.m. promptly. So the first one we're going to do is I'm just going to go, this is the thing I have open. The first one I'm going to do is I'm just going to go to this picture called heels. Now, if you wanted to get one of these images to try it, I will have, whoopsie, the link below the video after it uploads so that you can grab this image if you want to. I thought I did have it saved. Let me double check. I don't have it saved right this minute, but you know what? You can just watch and then come back here with this. So I think these are super cute. This is the one I've already done, and this is the one that I'm going to do. So all I did was look up shoes on Google, and let me show you how I do that now. When I'm in Google, gosh, some of this stuff gets in my way. Let's see, open. Okay. So what I do, and let me see if you guys are going to follow me. Here we go. What I do in Google is I'll just type in the word shoes and hit enter. And then once I'm here, and I'm going to make sure that you're following me, I believe you are. Yeah, I'm going to go to images right here. And once I'm in images, I'm going to come over here to tools. And then that brings down these drop-down menus right here that help me quite a bit for this. So the type of an image I want clip art. I don't necessarily want like a photograph. If I was doing print then cut, I'd probably want a photograph, but I'm not doing print then cut. I'm going to make an SVG. So I would like clip art. And that's automatically going to change what I see down here pretty much. The other thing I like to change a lot is this right here where it says size, and I change it to large. And that helps me to weed out the things that I don't want to use. Now, we're probably not going to see these high heels in here because I think I typed in high heels, stilettos or something. So let me change that to high heels. And then we might be seeing them in here. So that's similar to it, but not exactly it. And those would probably work. Pole dancing shoes. Oh my heavens. Oh, all right. Well, anyways, I will have the link for you if you want to do the exact one that I did, but there are plenty of them in here that would work just as well. So instead of keep looking for this, let's just go back to Silhouette. So let's go back here so we don't waste our time just looking for this thing. I'm going to make sure that you're following me. There we go. And this is the shoe that I found, as I said, and all I did over there, sometimes this will work unless it's a PNG file, and then sometimes you have to save them to your computer first. And the reason being is because sometimes if it's a PNG file, it comes in with a black background, and that really doesn't work very well. So this came in just like this when I right-clicked and I went right-click over there in Silhouette, and I said copy. Then I opened up Silhouette and said right-click and paste. Okay. So I just right-clicked on any image I like over there and then come over here and right-click and paste. And now this is when we begin making our SVGs. All we have to do is, well, let me tell you this one first of all, let's see if this one will work as an SVG. You may not be familiar with using a Silhouette, but the same kind of deal would happen with your Cricut. And I will show you how to take this over to Cricut Design Space. But if I was to send this to be cut with my Cameo, look what's going to cut. It's going to cut a box around this, which is not at all what we want, right? Even if no matter what I tell it over here, it's just going to cut a box. So that's not what we want. And this is why we want to make it into an SVG. So what you have to do is just come over here to the trace panel. It looks like a piece of toast to me. A lot of people think it looks like a butterfly. I'm going to click on that, and then I'm going to say select the trace area. Click on that. Let me move this over. And then I'm just going to draw a box by holding my left mouse button down, draw a box all the way around it. And that turned it all into yellow, which shows me what's going to be traced. This is a perfect trace. As I said, we're going to start out very simply, and then we'll get more involved as the week or the days go by. So for this one now, I can leave it just as it is. If I'd like, I could move the threshold up a little tiny bit if I think that some of these parts are missing, and you'll see more about that later. But all I have to do now is go trace. That's going to trace this black shoe. I can move it out of the way. And now what I'm going to do is click here to get the black shoe and come way over here to the place where I can change the color and change it to black. And now you can probably see little red lines around here. That's just lines that my Cameo sees, but we can make those invisible by coming over here to the line color area right up here. And there's a little thing I can put on. Let's see if this will work. Let me see if I can get this little pointer thing to work for you. Hold on one more sec. Huh. Well, for some reason, I guess I can't get it to work while I'm using this other program. Darn it. Whoa, that's not what I want. Let me try one more thing. Aha, okay, maybe this will help you guys now. And I can exit that. Oh, no, I don't want to. Sorry. This is what I hate. I hate when people aren't prepared, right? So we'll just leave that thing up there for now. Okay, so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to come over here. The one on the very left, that is the fill color. The one on the right is the line color. Right now, as you can see, that line color is red. I can click on it and change it to this little icon right here. Hopefully you can see it. It's the one that's going to make it transparent. So like that. And now the line color doesn't show up anymore. But here's the thing. What I want to show you now is how easy this was. If I simply come up here to send now, you can see if I tell it to cut the edge, what it's going to cut, right? You can see now it's no longer just going to cut a box around there. So you've already made your first SVG. that you can just cut out here or at Cricut. But let's go back to design, because I am going to show you something right now that's a little bit more advanced. And I'm going to scroll in using my little, what I think looks like a bug tool. It's a for scrolling in right here. I'm going to scroll in because you see this little line right here. I don't see any reason for that to have to print or to cut because it's so skinny. It's going to be really a pain in the neck for my machine. So I'm just going to go ahead and double click on all this. Now watch that. Let's get scrolled in a little bit more. All right. When I scroll a little bit more in, and let's get rid of this. When I double click on this right here, do you see that? It puts all of those little nodes or boxes around this. And this isn't working, so I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, so once there's little boxes around this shape, I can get rid of this shape. One of the ways, and I'm just going to teach you one way to do it easily today, is just to click on one of these nodes or points. When you click on it, notice it becomes highlighted. It's white now. That means I can act on it, and I'm going to act on it all right. I'm going to delete it by hitting delete on my keyboard. Now, after I delete that node by hitting delete on my keyboard, watch what happens next. So I got to go back and highlight it. I'm going to delete it. So what happened? Oh, now this one's the active one. Notice it's now white. I'm going to delete that one. Oh, and it moved down here. So what it's going to do, it's just going to keep moving within that shape as I hit delete, delete, delete. And like I said, there's other ways to do this, but we're just doing it like this today. I'm just going to keep hitting delete here and get rid of that middle piece that I feel like I don't need at all. It's not going to make or break my image. Now, there's all those little points or nodes still on this image. Two ways you can get rid of that. You can either come up here and click on this arrow, or click on the letter V as in Victoria, whoops, on your keyboard, and that gets rid of them. All right, so this one basically is ready to go. This is an SVG. You've made one already. So you're wondering, okay, fine, but how do I use that in Cricut Design Space? If you use Cricut, so all you have to do is click on it to highlight it and go to File, Save Selection, save it to my hard drive. Now I just want to save the selection. I don't want to save this other junk that's over here. I just want to save what I'm selecting here. So again, I go to File, Save Selection, save it to my hard drive. Now I've already done this, but I'll do it again so you can see. I think what happened, File, Save Selection, save it to my hard drive. All right, for some reason, something's not working here, but guess what? I can go over to Cricut and show you what it ended up like. So what I did was I saved this image to my hard drive. So here it was. I said upload an image, and was called Heels for Cricut, because what I did was over there, I saved it as an SVG. Now that's why you have to have the business edition if you're using Silhouette for Cricut, because in order to save something as an SVG, you have to have the business edition, or that won't be an option for you. You'll be like, Patty Ann, I can't save it as an SVG. Nope. They charge a little bit of money, one-time fee, so that you'll have that option, saving it as a JPEG or an SVG. So again, all I would do is click on this to open it. Comes in perfectly like that. Save. Here it is. Insert it. You guys probably aren't following me over here. Oopsie daisy. Here you go. Here it is over in Cricut. And now I have two of them over here. And then all we would have to do is go to make it. And there it is right there now. So I did save it in Cricut. So let me show you that again, because I realized I did not have you looking at my screen. So all I did was say upload an image, browse, And I named it, I would have named it over there if I could have, and I think it's just I have too many things running right now. The first one I tried for a sample, I named it as Heels for Cricut. So I would just say open. And let me make sure you're seeing this. Yes, you are. Okay. And then I would say save. And here it is here for the third time. And I would insert it, and there it is. It comes in smaller. You could make it whatever size you want it to be. It's a perfect SVG. So let me delete this one. If we went to make it, it would be on black, since that's what color it is, black vinyl, or you could probably do construction paper or cardstock for this. Another thing you might have wanted to do over there in Silhouette was even get rid of this piece right here. Because notice when you go to make it, it's going to cut out that little skinny mini piece right there. And maybe you don't really need that to be able to tell that it's a shoe. Okay. So let's go back to Silhouette. And I'll have you come back to Silhouette. Okay, so that's all we had to do for that. Let me check. Do you all have any questions about this shoe by any chance? How did I take all that gunk? Let me look here, back at the screen for just a sec. See. Yes, you can watch the video now, and then it will be also available for you on YouTube later. Did I freeze? No, I think I forget to share my screen every once in a while when I move from screen to screen. Sorry about that, Nancy. Yeah, you can stop and rewind it. And this will be staying on. Let's see. I'm not sure what gunk you mean. Which gunk did you mean, Lavita? Did you mean, okay, here was the shoe. I'll just show you right quick again. Here's the shoe. It's got that background around it that we do not want. So I just came over here to the trace panel, clicked on trace area, and I just drew a box around it. Oh, the nodes. Okay, I'll show you that right quick. I'm only showing one way to do it right now. But let's see, I'm going to go to trace because that's a really nice trace. Now I can move this off. I no longer need this. And then with this selected, I just click on it to select it, come up here to the color swatch area and change it like that. Now, as I said, I got rid of the red outline because it bothers me. I like to make it transparent by coming up here to the line area and change that to transparent like that. Okay, so this is what Lavit's talking about, this junk right here. The way I got rid of that was I just scrolled way in, and I'll get rid of both of these now. For today, I'm only going to show you the one way, and that is this. Okay, I'm going to double click on this, or I could single click on it. Now I'm going to double click on it because it's easier for me. If you double click on it, notice what happens. It automatically goes to this tool, which is the node or point editing tool. So when I come over here, you see those little nodes. Hopefully you can see them. It's not too small. I'll click on one of those. When my hand turns into a box with a diagonal line through it, that makes it white. That means it's the active node or active point, which means I actually could do more to it. You see, it's active. I can do anything I want to it. I can move it, do anything. But what I want to do to it is I want to delete it. So I'm just going to hit delete on my keyboard. And once that one's deleted, look what it did. The next one in line is active or has a white box around it. I'm sure I would think, let's see. Can you see when I double click on the white box right there? So I'm just going to double click, or not double click. I'm going to delete on my keyboard. That moves it to the next one and the next one. Just keep going till those are all gone. That's just one way to do it. But for today, for our beginners, it's easy. So again, here's another part. If I want to get rid of this part, just click on any one of these nodes or points that make up this shape, hit delete, and then see, is the next white box within the same shape? It sure is. So I'm just going to keep hitting delete until the thing's all gone. It's like that. Okay, perfect. So now I can scroll back out Those nodes are still there. So I said I can come up here and just uncheck it, or I'm sorry, come up here and click on this, the select tool, and that gets rid of them. So there you go. All right, so that was our first SVG that we already made, just like that, easy peasy. The next one's going to be a little bit more advanced, but not way advanced. I called this one Heels and Lady. Whoops. Oh, it was behind there. Okay. This is the one. No, it's not. I've not done either one of these. This is the way it came in. No, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so sorry. This is the one I've already done. This is the way it came in. You can probably tell there's a white box behind her. Okay. So I discovered something else about her that I needed to do. If you'll look way down here, what I'm going to eventually do is trace this. The black part will be traced. Then I was going to cut out these circles so that the background, whatever's behind this shoe, will show through. Can you see what might be a problem with that? Let's imagine that this is a hole cut out of the black. Look how skinny this little teeny sliver of black would be. That would be horrible, horrible to try to cut in anything. So I changed mine up a bit and I'll show you how. I think she's really cute though. All right, so, oh, and you can see how I did it. Look what I did. I made it so that there were no holes that were half cut out down here because I didn't want them to be half cut and on the edge so close. So here's how you do this one. I'll scroll in just a little bit. The first thing I did was I traced her. So again, find an image like this, all black and white if you want to. And I typed in black and white on Google. Try to get a nice large image because it is just a clearer image. Then come over here to the trace panel, click on that, and then select the trace area. And then just go like this and trace it. Okay, that's a pretty good trace too. I'm going to move it up a little bit because I see there's a little tiny bit of junk down here I got in it. All right, that's a good trace, isn't it? I mean, everything's nice and colored in and just looks terrific. So I'm going to say trace. And now I'm going to move this part over. And since I'm going to turn her all black, I'm going to do it the way I don't really want to do it first. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to change this all to black. All right, now this is where you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Let me show you why you don't want to do it like this. I'm going to draw a box, right click on the box and send it to the back so you can see clearly. Then I'm going to scroll way in so you can see the bottom of this shoe, and I'm going to turn off this line color. Whoops, I got to have it selected first and then turn off this line color. So look at this. Do you think you would want to try to weed a little circle here and have this little skinny, teeny weeny, itsy bitsy line here that you'd have to worry about for your vinyl or your cardstock? Oh my gosh, I would be ready to keel over. So what I did was this instead. All right. Going to get rid of that blue box because we really don't need it. And you're going to learn another little fancy trick right here. Remember, I turned her black, right? I'm going to make it so she's not black because I want to be able to see things. And I'll show you why. If I leave her at black and I come up here to Object, Release the Compound Path, when I click on that, what that's going to do is it's going to draw a box around every little piece that makes her up, which is exactly what I wanted to do. But since it's black, it's going to be hard for my old eyes and maybe your young eyes to see what's going on here. Let me show you. I'm going to say release the compound path. Now look at that. Can you see any little red marks easily through here? No, not at all, right? So let's go back So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change her color first to a light color like that. And now I'm going to come up here to Object, Release the Compound Path. And again, what that's going to do is it's going to put a box around all the little pieces that make her up. So let's go Release the Compound Path. Check it out. It made boxes around every little thing that makes her up. Now, because I've already done this and thought this through, I know that there's a spot right here that I don't want to be black. And there's one right here that coincides with this right here that I don't want to be black. So these two pieces I want to get out of this. So in order to do that, let's see. What I'm going to do is click on that little piece. I know it's there, even though it's hard to see. Hold down my Shift key, click on her. So I got that piece that I want to get rid of. It goes right here, over here on the black and white one. It's right there. So what I did again was I clicked right there where I know it is, held down my Shift key and clicked on the rest of her. Then I just come over here, and you guys are probably that are brand new are probably going nuts thinking this is so hard. Honestly, it's not. If you stay with me for a week and then practice these afterwards, you're going to be making your own SVGs in no time. Anyway, the next thing you'll do is you'll come over here to this tool called the Modify panel. And all you have to do once you have this selected, hold down your Shift and have this selected, hit Subtract. Look at that. That piece is gone now. Woohoo, we didn't want that piece at all. Okay, there was another one right here, right? We're going to click over here and get that one. Hold down your Shift key and get her again. Come over here to the Modify panel if it's not open and say Subtract. Yay! All right. Now, there's all these little holes down here, right? And I could try to find those little holes and do the same thing and grab those out. But remember, these holes aren't where I want them to be because they leave a dangerously skinny piece of vinyl there that I don't want. So what I'm going to do to get rid of all of that stuff, and I don't care about it anymore, is I'm going to grab all of this. And you can see where those little holes are? I don't want them. I'm just going to grab all of this, and just like you do in Cricut Design Space, well, you don't right click, but I'm just going to right click and say weld. And so as in Cricut Design Space, what that does is it kind of melts everything together. It's just one piece. So now if I want to, I can turn her back to black. Okay, perfect, just like that. However, you're saying, but I want those polka dots in there, Patty Ann. All right, we'll put the polka dots in. So we'll come over here to the Shape tool, get a circle, and I'll just draw a circle out. I'll hold down my Shift key so it's a nice circle, not a lopsided one. Hold down my Shift, which allows me, see, to make a nice circle. And I'll just bring that down here. Maybe that's a little bit too large, like that. Okay, now the next thing that I could do is I could right click on that circle and say duplicate, because that'll make another one. And you could just keep doing that, right click and duplicate. There's another way you could do it. You could just hold down, click on the Alt key on your keyboard and see what that does to my, look at my arrow right now. If I click on Alt, do you see that becomes a plus sign? That means that's how I can duplicate it. So I just hold down Alt and then I drag one. And then I can hold down Alt again and drag another one. And drag another one. And another one. So I'm just holding down Alt this whole time and just dragging more of these little polka dots out here. Not letting go of the Alt key. Every time I drag, I'm dragging another one. Okay. So those look pretty good. I could arrange them better if I'd like, but they look pretty good to me. And so now what I'm going to do is, I guess, I'll do it just like we had done before, basically. But this time, instead of doing one thing at a time, I'll show you that you can subtract all of these holes out at the same time. So I'm going to click on this one, hold down my Shift key, get this one, still holding down my Shift key the whole time I'm selecting right in the center of these circles, just holding down my Shift key the whole time. And when I get all done with the circles, what's the last thing I'm going to do? Yep, I'm going to click on the shoe. And once all that stuff's selected, I'm just going to come up here and say subtract, and look at that. That just dragged those holes right out of there. And if you don't believe me, let me show you. I'll draw a box behind her again. And I'm tired of that color. So let's do something young. Send to the back. And there she is. See that? Isn't that cool? So once again, Alt, I'm not sure. Who knows? Who does a Mac and knows what key is on a Mac you use for Alt? Somebody let Carol know, please. Because it's been a long time since I've used a Mac. All right. So again, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but for Cricut Design Space, all I would do is grab this, go File, Save Selection, save it to my hard drive. I don't know why that's not working. Must have too much junk open. Save it to my hard drive. It's odd. File. Well, let me delete these things over here and just see if it'll just let me save this. File, save as, save to hard drive. There must be something hiding behind here that I'm not aware of. But anyway, you would do the same thing. Just save it. Oh, what you would have to do though, remember for your Cricut, when you say save to hard drive, remember to change the file type to an SVG. I'll make sure whatever's happening today that it won't happen tomorrow when you come back and you'll see more clearly. But you'll go to File, save the selection, save it to your hard drive, save it as an SVG. And then when you go over there, it'll be ready for you to use. But I don't know why that's not working. And I'm afraid to look behind all these screens I have open for fear I mess something up. Oh, well. Okay, so let's go to the next one that we have. This is something that I found. You can use any digital stamps you can find anywhere on the internet. Digital stamps, now be honest and purchase them. It's only fair. You don't rip everybody off. People are working hard trying to earn a buck, just like you try to earn a buck. So anyway, these are digital stamps, and this one's from Creative Fabrica. Now, as I told you, grab that deal for $9 because these are good for personal use, and everything you get there is good for professional use or commercial use as well. So you never have to worry if somebody's going to get ticked off because you're using something because you get that license. Anyway, here's this cute little elephant, and there was a zillion. Well, let me just show you. File. Let's see if I can even get anything to open. My gosh, you guys, good thing I have this all open. Oh, here we go. That'll work that way maybe. Okay, so my downloads, I just wanted to show you all these cute little animals. Look at, oh, I don't know if you see it yet. Let me see, new share. Okay, look at all these cute little animals that you get. Aren't they cute? Wouldn't they make cute things for kids? Oh, I opened another one. There we go. But anyways, I'm going to do the elephant one. So let's go back to the elephant. And notice he doesn't have a box around him. So you might be a little bit confused by this because you might be thinking, well, what the heck? I should be able to color him. But you really can't color him. You have to change him. You have to trace him first because I can't pick different parts to trace or to color. I'm sorry. So I would come up here to the trace panel again. I know, Tammy, aren't they? And select the trace area and trace. So many of them have really cute little grins too. He traces perfectly. Look at that. And what I mean by that is sometimes you might get a trace and I might not even be able to make him a bad trace because he's so good. Sometimes though, you might get a trace where there's a hole in the line, and I'll show you that in subsequent classes that we'll have this week and how to fix it. But today's is our very beginning, easier, although I sprinkled on a few harder things. Anyway, so again, so that's not to confuse you, let's go back. So what I did was I came over here to the trace panel that looks like a butterfly or a piece of toast. Open that up, select the trace area, trace him. And this software is just something we're using. You can use this for Cricut Design Space. I keep saying that, but people are afraid you can't. Anyway, you just say trace now. Hey, those of you watching that already have this and use it for your Cricut, do leave a little comment in here and tell the people that may be afraid whether you like it or not. All right, so I trace this off. I move the original out of the way, and I'm left with this guy, which is perfect. I'll click on the outer edge of him, and just like I always do, I'm going to come up here to the color area, and I'm going to choose a color I'm probably not going to use in my elephant. Again, I don't want to use black because it's too hard to see. So I think I'll just use this pale green. There we go. After I do that, then I come up here to Object and release the compound path. Again, what that's going to do is put little boxes around everything so then you can color them. So watch, I'll click on Release Compound Path. Now look at that. You can see all of these little boxes around stuff. And that means, look, I can click. I can make this part of the ear pink if I want to. And I can make this part of the ear pink if I want to. And let's see, I'll make his little bib or whatever this is white. I don't know what color and make an elephant. I'm going to click on this one, hold down my shift key and grab the other one, and I'll make both of his feet black, I guess. Maybe I'll make his tail black too. So what I'm doing to do this is I'm just clicking in the item, and then I'm coming up here to the color area and changing it. So watch, I'm going to click on his face, come up here to the color swatch area, and I'll make it a grayish color. I think I'll do his ears a little bit darker. So I'll make this one, hold down my shift key and grab that one. So I have both of his ears selected now, and I think I'll make them a little bit darker gray. And then I guess I'll make his body the same color. So the last color I used when I click up here is right here, the very first one on the left. And I don't know, maybe I don't like his head that color light, but make his feet the same, I guess. I don't know. Maybe you'd rather his face be as dark. All right. So this looks pretty good. You're thinking, okay, Patty Ann, that looks pretty good. But check this out. So you remember that thing that we made the greenish color in the very beginning because we didn't want that backing to be so weird looking. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to grab this green thing right here. I'm going to come up here, make sure I have that selected, and I'm going to change it to black. So what that's done now, it's made, and I didn't really need to move it. I shouldn't have moved it because now I got to move these back. I shouldn't have moved. Let me just go Control Z and go back to where I was so that you see that you don't have to move all these like I'm just doing. All right. Redo. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select. So if I try to select right here, sometimes I just get a part of him. And I know what color I have selected by looking up here in this color swatch area. See it? I got that gray selected. That's not what I want. Remember, I said I'm trying to get that green. I'm going to try out here a little further. Oh, no, I got a gray again. So sometimes, there we go. That time I got it. And how do I know I got it that time? Check it out. Look up here. What do I have? The green selected. So I'm going to change that green to black. And that's perfect, except for his eyes. Now, if I wanted to, what I could do is just click on this eye and make it black. I'll show you the difference. I'll make that eye black. What I'm going to do on this eye, on the other hand, is I'm going to click on this eye, hold down my shift key, click on his face, and then come way over here like we did before at the modify panel and click subtract. All right, check it out. I want you to see the difference between these two things that I just did, two different techniques. This one, cut a hole in the gray so that the black shows through. This one is a little black circle that I'd have to cut out. So then I'd have, another extra layer of vinyl, which I don't really think I need. So again, to do it the way that it cuts it out, all you do is select the item you want to cut out, hold down your shift key, select the thing behind it, and then come over here to the modify panel and say subtract. And again, those of you who are new may be thinking, oh my gosh, this is so complicated. But honestly, there aren't that many tools that you need to use over here at all to make SVGs. And if you practice, you'll get it. So look, what we'll have now is this. We'll have the black piece of vinyl or whatever cardstock on top of which you can add, oh, look what I did with the black feet. How should I have done that? Let's move that back and do it the right way. Because right now, the way I have it, what's happening? I'm going to have to cut out some black pieces to go on top. So let's go back here. So now I'm going to click on this guy. Whoops. I just hit V on my keyboard because did you notice originally I got the nodes or the points? I didn't want those. So I hit V on my keyboard or come up here to the arrow to get back to that. And then I'm going to hold down Shift, click on the gray, come up here to modify and say subtract. So what that should have done, whoopsie daisy, is it should have subtracted. Yep, see that? It subtracted that right out of there. All right, let's do the same thing over here. Click on the black, oops. Click on the black, hold down my Shift, click on the gray, and come over here to the Modify panel and say Subtract. Okay, I got it. Okay, now to use this with your silhouette machine, all you would have to do is go to Send. And then, of course, you would want to say, cut it by fill colors. So you would just uncheck all of these things and just do certain things. Now, if you're doing it out of cardstock, it wouldn't matter if they stay exactly where you need them to stay. So you could just cut all the pink first because that's what you have selected. After you're done with that, you can go on to the next one and so on. Now to do this for Cricut Design Space, on the other hand, here's how I would handle this. Let's make sure, whoa, ooh, something just fell and scared me. What the heck? Oh my gosh, I don't even see, oh, my big Winnie the Pooh cutout just tripped off my shelf. You guys, that scared me. Okay, anyway, so to do this now, for Cricut Design Space, I didn't do his feet, did I? Yikes. Well, I could change his feet to another color. So I'm holding down my Shift key while I select all of these, and I'll just color them a brown color, dark brown. Okay. All right. So what I would do now for Cricut Design Space is this. Come up here to the Select by Color. See this little icon right here? And then this panel will open up, and I want to select by fill color. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start anywhere at all. It doesn't matter. Now we know there's only one black piece, right? So we don't need to worry about that. For the brown, there's a lot of them. So what I would do with the brown is I would go to Object, make a compound path. Okay. And then that would make them as if they were one piece. That's what Make Compound Path does a lot. Oh, looky there. I did have two black pieces. Oh, well. All right. The next one I could do is this gray. See how it automatically puts boxes around all that gray? Then I would just come up here to Object, make it a compound path. And what that does is it makes it all one piece like this. If you didn't do this and took this over to Cricut Design Space, every one of these pieces, even every one of these browns, would come in as a separate layer. You want them all to come in at the same layer, and it's really easy for vinyl. Okay. The next thing you could do is this gray, but I think, well, there's just that one. Did I do this yet? Nope. So I would do the pink. See how it selected both of the pink? And I could right click and say Make Compound Path. And that's what I would do for that. Then I could just stack it all on top of each other here. Should have selected the tail with it, but that's okay. And I could group this if I want to. And then again, I would go to File, Save As, Save to hard drive, and still not working. So what I would do then is on my drop-down menu, I would name it, and I would call it again an SVG. And I don't remember, does anybody know the shortcut, the keyboard shortcut for save it, save selection? That wasn't it. I don't know it. If I knew it, that would work. Oh, well. Anyway, like I said, for tomorrow, I will make sure that the save part works. So that would be that for Cricut Design Space. Does anybody have any questions about the little elephant? Yes, Tammy is my right-hand girl. I wouldn't survive without Tammy. There's no way. All right, let's see. Control-Shift-S. Control-Shift-S. Sweet. Is that going to do just it doesn't matter even if it does the whole thing. Control-Shift-S. Who's that? Tammy? Of course. So I'm going to save it as an SVG. Now you see that, right? Here's all the options how I can save this thing right now. I wouldn't have this option if I didn't have the business edition. So you say that and say, okay. And now let's just hope this works. Let's go over now. I got to make you come over here with me to Cricut Design Space. Let's check it out. Let's cancel this one and get rid of this. And I'm going to go to upload an image, browse. Oh dear, where did I save it? Oh, there it is, I guess. No, that's a silhouette 8. I wonder where I saved it. Where do you think it got saved, Tammy? On my downloads? That's a studio document. I need a SVG. Let's see. Did it save in my downloads? No. Desktop? No. Documents? I don't know. Let me go back over there and see if I can tell. I should be able to tell. Control. Okay, it's saved. Oh, I can see where it's saved right there, but I'm not going to do that. SVG, elephant. I put it right in that file, but you know what I'm going to do? Put it in my downloads now and say, okay. All right, now let's go back to Cricut Design Space. In my downloads, there it is. See, it's an SVG. You see, it says that right there. So this should work fine. Now it says it has some items that are not supported, some pattern fills. So I'm thinking, yeah, I got this extra piece over here. That's why it's saying that, because it didn't just save the selection, it saved the whole page, which is fine. We get the idea. So let's just save this and I'll insert this just so you can see that this will definitely work. Now, what I need to do is to shapes this. I'm going to, what do you call it? Slice this one out of here because I don't need it. So I'm grabbing those two things and only two things. Hey. Huh. Oh, okay. See, this is what it was over there. It wasn't letting us have. So let me delete this and delete this and delete this. All right. So now what we're left with is exactly what I said we'd have. The two pink ears are together. That part is together. We can ungroup it too if you wanted to separate them out. And you have made yourself your very own SVG. No more buying them, babies, ladies. We have made our own. So we would just go to make it. And look at this. There's the white part on his belly, those several different colors of gray, the backing that we'll build it on along with his little tail that I messed up. And there's his little tootsies and his ears. So that's how easy it is. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the Samantha font is usually $17. The Samantha Craft font. There's one that's on Creative Fabrica, but it's not the same one. All right, let's go back to Silhouette now. Hopefully you guys saw that. New share. All right, we're back to Silhouette again. And so does anybody have any questions about this guy? It does come with all those extras, yes. You should be able to tell over there at Mighty Deals, should show everything comes with. That's my favorite font to use. I like Samantha Craft because it's thicker than the regular Samantha, and it's just so much better for vinyl. Or, well, I've not used it for cardstock, but better for vinyl. All right. So if there's no questions about the elephant, I'll go on. I've got just a couple more. Here's another one that I found on Google, or maybe I found this in Creative Fabric. I'm not sure. I thought this one would be, yeah, we do like it best. I thought this one would be really, really pretty for those people that like to foil, like Chow, or something that I did. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not. I'll try to show you. Oh, are you guys watching what I'm doing? Yeah, okay. Something that I did, and I don't know if you can see this or not, but here, I can stop the share. What I did was I did a butterfly that I did out of flock, and then I just colored it with my with my markers, my alcohol markers. I'm thinking it'll be okay. It's not going to be something that'll be washed. I thought it turned out really cute though. So anyway, let's go share. Here we are. Share. Okay, so here we are back at the shoes again. And for the shoes, of course, all you have to do, once again, keep practicing this. We're going to trace it. So let's see. I'm going to get rid of that. All right. Excuse me. I'm going to come over here to the trace tool again. Same tool we've been using. Click on it and then say select the trace area. Do any of you have iWatches, or whatever they're called? Mine's telling me it's time to stand. No. Anyway, it says select the trace area like that. And this one turns out perfectly also. Look at that beautiful trace. Again, the key is looking for nice, sharp, dark lines, looking for large images, and these are black and white. It's what we're starting with. So all I would have to do is say trace, move this original out of the way, and then I can just change the color of this once it's selected to black. And I can change the line color to nothing, the transparent, like that. Now, if I wanted to just leave it like this, that would be fine. The other thing I think and I could do, but I didn't really even try it. Let's check it out. Let's see if we change the line color or the color here, instead of black, let's make it a light color again. And now let's see if we want to go to object, release the compound path. I'm just wondering, I'm just thinking, just playing. Oh, it's kind of hard to tell. Yeah, that one might be too hard. If I change this though to red again. All right, let me, whoopsie, take this out of the way. I can make all of this red. So we can see where the patterns are. So if you wanted to try to color this in on your computer for a print and cut, now you could do that. So I could grab this piece right here and maybe make it a yellow, and this piece right here and make it a yellow, and this piece and make it a yellow. So I don't know that I'd want to do this for vinyl, these little tiny pieces, but if I wanted to do a print and cut, this could be really pretty. And then in the very end, of course, I would get the whole outer edge of everything and make it all black. But it'll take me a while to grab that thing. Here we go. I'll change this thing, and I would probably select it and make it black, and then put that behind here. So it could be pretty, right? It could be very pretty. But that's all there is to that one then. All right. Let's see. The next one that I have is this one, and I don't remember where I got this, but some of you ladies, whoopsie daisy, might want to do just some simple things like this. And I know, oh, I have it right here. When Stephanie, and I never finished mine, Stephanie, but when we made these little cards that Stephanie taught us all how to do, let me show you. Stop the share. When Stephanie taught us how to make these cards, and there's this little pocket in here, and look at that, the little makeup things, and this little purse, we could have even used those little things that I just showed. Let's see, go to a new share again. Oops. We could have used these little things if we wanted to. So they came in just like this. And what I have to do, of course, as usual, is just come over here to the trace tool right here. So easy peasy. Trace. just trace along. Once I get that open, select the trace area. And these are nice thick black lines again, so it's going to be really easy. Trace beautifully. Just say trace. Move this part out of the way. And then you can just start doing things. Now, again, I have the black as my background on all of this. Yeah, it was a long time ago, Stephanie. I have the black around all of this, but I'm not going to make it black to begin with because that makes it too hard for me to pick the stuff. So I'm going to make it a color that I probably won't use. Guess I'll go with that same green color. And then I can start clicking. Oh, nope. First, I have to come up here to Object and release the compound path. Notice I couldn't click on any of these to color anything separately until I release the compound path. I'm not sure how to describe what that means other than just do it. Object, release the compound path. It's going to put boxes around everything, and then you can color these things. So I'm going to click on this thing, the bottom lip, hold down my shift, get the upper lip, come over here, and make it any color I like. Maybe she likes that color of lip. Maybe she wants to have her nail polish match. So if she wanted her nail polish to match, she could click on this part, come up here to the paint palette, and she could click on this color if she wanted to because that's the last color that was used. Or you can get this eyedropper right here and come over here and select any color. Like I could select that color, but I want to select that one. Okay, maybe she wants her lipstick to be the same. Click on the lipstick. Maybe she's too matchy. I don't know. Now I'm just going to select these things. I'll select this one, hold down my shift and get this one. I'll make her little thing goldish. Not a very good gold, but we'll get the idea. And what color should I make her shoes? I think I'll make her shoes black, but black. But maybe I'll make that heel that color, that pinky color. Wow. And then the inside of her shoe would be black. And the outer part right here would be black. And I'm thinking that this part here could be black also. Oops, I don't mean to do that. I meant to do this. Black. All right, now the inside of her shoe, I guess that could be a lighter color. So I'll click on that and that, holding down my shift key to grab both and make them a light color. It's kind of ugly, but, and then I'm going to grab the whole thing of this, just like I had done before. And I'm going to change the backing now. I don't want it that greenish color. That was just to help me see before. I'm going to change it. Oopsie daisy, wait. Wait. Boop, 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 boop. All right, let's see. What did I do wrong? All right, so I'm going to change that to black. I'm not exactly sure what I did. All right, I don't really like it as black though, because you really can't see the definition here. So I'm going to leave that as black, but I'm going to change this part of her shoe. I'm going to hold down my shift key and get all these little pieces of her shoe. I'm going to change those to a grayish color. So we can now see, okay, that's still sort of ugly, but you get the idea anyway. And then of course I would go ahead to make it so it's not strange looking with those little red lines there. I could change it and make this, the red lines, I think, turn those off. There we go. So that's what that could look like. And we could do the same thing to the lips. Get the outer part and change it to black. The same thing to the nail polish, change the outer part to black. And if you wanted to, you could change this part to a different color. And again, if you wanted the black to peek through here, instead of putting a black string thingy up here, just select this, hold down the shift key, get the bottle, then come over here to the modify panel on the right and say subtract. And then that cut that hole right out of there for you. And the last thing is this. Come over here, change that to black, and there you go. Now you have these pieces that were easy peasy for you to use for your cameo your Cricut, or even your Scan and Cut if you have one. Okay. So that's those. The next thing, well, that was a goat. I wasn't planning on doing him, but he's from Creative Fabrica. The last thing I wanted to show you was these, and I think these fonts are fabulous. I really like this one called Kid Zone. So I want to show it to you. And hopefully you guys are following along, and you will. Let's see, move this out of the way and this out of the way. Okay. And share. All right, this is one of the fonts that I really like that you can get. And look how much supposedly this costs by itself, right? But for the $9 that you pay per month now, you can get this and a million other things. And then if you don't like it, or you can't afford it, or you just don't want it, cancel it. But these things are already on your computer, so you own them. But look how cute this is. And look, what I like is they show you different uses for it. Look how nice. I just really like this font. And if you're somebody that likes to do chip bags, I haven't done those, and I really have no reason to do them, but I feel like I want to try them. If you like to do chip bags and that kind of thing, that's a cute font to use for kids. Look at that. Or anybody. That's the only one I don't like. I don't think that's cool. I don't like that. Other than that, I like them. So anyway, that was just one of the fonts. Let's see. There's the animal clip art I told you about. There's another one that I thought was really cute. Sweet Cupcake. I think I have them listed. Let's go back to Silhouette. Yeah. All right. So we're back at Silhouette now. So the Kid Zone one, I made it several different ways. That way, and I really like it this way right here. Sweet Cupcake. All I did for this one was I added a pattern in there behind it. And then the Derby Cutie was kind of cute too. It's nice because, let's see if I can ungroup these still. Because I can move these around like however I want this shadow to look. Let's get rid of this off. Let's see. I can make that offset any color I'd like also. Let's pretend I want to make it, I don't know, red. Ick. All right, I'll make that red, and I'll make this other one in the center here white, maybe, if I'm clicked on that. Yeah. So, you can change these however you like them to be, and I just think it's a lot of fun. And yeah, this will work over on Cricut Design Space too. So anyway, let's see. Is there any questions that anybody has? This has been about an hour long, which is usually about the time length I think is a good one. Any longer than that, and we all start nodding off. So, if you have any questions, and I'll look back here. Also, do make sure you subscribe and hit the bell, because I'll be back again tomorrow, and you want to be notified in advance. I hope, and I'll have some other ones to do. Remember, some of the ones we'll be working on. We did the shoes and the lady today. I forget who's tomorrow, but something like this is tomorrow. Some of these guys. So we'll see what we have. If you have one that you'd like to suggest, let me know. So let me look at this, see if there's anything. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything right now. But remember that one thing I got from Creative Fabrica that was that pumpkin that Tammy and I both made? That would be really pretty for sublimation too. And the reason why I'm sort of good about sublimation now is because it's not like I'm quitting this, because you design it all in this. And if you don't have vinyl, or you don't want to get your vinyl out right then, you can use this. The only thing I have a question for you guys. Look at, I bought, hang on one sec. Those of you who know how to sublimate or do sublimation, where are they? Oh, here they are. Oh, hang on, let me show you something. Okay, those of you who do sublimation, anybody who does it, I bought these t-shirts because they're like 50% polyester, but they're the Hanes Sport, and they're like that slimy, silky material, which is fine for some, but where do you buy the ones that feel like t-shirts, but they're 50% polyester? If you guys know that, let me know, because I don't know. I just know how to get the silky ones. So, because I bought 2 of these for me to try, and I'm not sure I'm going to like them with that, that silky. I don't know. But anyway, all right, let me go back. Okay, thanks, Charmaine. All right, well, I guess that's it. Yes, be sure to join our Facebook groups. The links will be down below this video when it comes, when it's posted, or they're below all of my videos, actually. Check out the links. I appreciate when you use them. It helps me to, purchase things so I can keep doing things and showing you new stuff. So thanks again, and I'll see you again soon. Bye, y'all. Priscilla, mine was only 50% polyester. It said 50 poly and 50 something else. What does it say? Active gear. I thought it said 50-50. Now I can't see where it said it. I thought it did. You can use cotton shirts. See, I'm not seeing where it says 50-50 on here now, but I thought it did on the, I think I got these from Jiffy Shirts, and another 2 I got from that Condi site, but I'm not sure. Oh, well. All right. Thanks, you guys. See you again soon. Bye. As soon as I remember how to